Alright, guys, so some guy ran into somebody because they're basically a Republican. Let's talk about it, the mentality behind it, and why America is failing. Let's go. Alright, guys, welcome back to the channel. We get you on the grind and improve your mind. So in this video, we want to go over this article that we found, and it's talking about this driver who admits to fatally striking teen at a North Dakota street dance after a political dispute. So let's go into it and talk about why it's just getting worse out there, and we need to up our mentality and get our emotionalism out of the way and start thinking logically.
Yeah, so I'll put it up on the screen so you guys can look at it. We already said the title, so it says, court papers say 41-year-old Shannon Brandt confessed to a 911 dispatcher and police that he fatally struck 18-year-old Kaylor Ellingson with his vehicle following a political dispute.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Great.
The fatal vehicle pedestrian incident happened early Sunday morning, September 18th, in McHenry, North Dakota, about 120 miles northwest of Fargo and 54 miles north of Jamestown. Prosecutors alleged moments before he was killed, 18-year-old Kaylor Ellingson called his mom to come rescue him because 40-year-old Shannon Brandt was chasing him in the city of McHenry, where the street dance had just wrapped up. By the time she could get there, her son was dead.
Well, that sucks. Imagine being your mom and you just come through and, Jesus. All because these nut jobs out here on the street with these crazy ideologies and these corrupted minds, pretty much. Thank you, CNN. It's your fault. I blame you. Thank you, NBC. Whatever the news outlets, I blame all of you for the propaganda, for poisoning the minds of everyone, and then stuff like this happens.
Yeah. Brandt was officially charged Monday with vehicular homicide and leaving the scene of a deadly accident.
Great.
He was the one who called 911 to report the crash, said North Dakota Highway Patrol Captain Brian Newen. Court papers show that he called 911 at 2:30 in the morning Sunday and told the 911 dispatcher that he just hit Ellingson, claiming the teen was part of a Republican extremist group and was calling people to come get Brandt after a political argument.
Why would you run him over? Why?
Yeah. Ellingson's mom told police her son called her just before the crash, asking if she knew Brandt, which she does. She does not believe her son knew him. We are still trying to determine what exactly transpired at the time of crash and prior to that as well. Police say Brandt was drunk when he hit and killed Ellingson with his SUV in an alleyway.
Moron.
Bro, we do not know of any witnesses. We are still making attempts to interview potential witnesses from the street dance, people that were present prior to the crash happening. A judge ordered Brandt held on $50,000 bail, which he objected, saying he's not a flight risk. I have a job, a life, and a house and things I don't want to see go by the wayside. My family that are very important to me.
So
if convicted,
hit an 18-year-old kid then.
Yeah, these are the consequences of your actions.
Oh my God.
If convicted on the vehicular homicide charge, Brandt would face a minimum of 10 years in prison because of a DUI on his record. Maximum for the crime is 20 years. Troopers say
killed a person.
Yeah, troopers say the investigation develops. They could recommend more serious charges. So that's pretty much that.
Yeah, there was more stuff that I read about. Basically, you know, the guy was, I'm sure, a Democrat, and he hit this guy just because he was a Republican. He's like, oh, I hate you. And of course, being drunk driving was not helping. But this is like the world we live in. This is literally clown world. We are actually in clown world right before our eyes, and this is the kind of stuff that's happening out there. You know, it's very interesting how the news and the Matrix, as we call it, they really do poison the minds of some of you out there, and they really get you to behave in absurd ways. You literally lose your humanity, and you do dumb stuff like this. And of course, and I think he's already released on bail because whatever, no one cares apparently. You know, it's very sad the way our country's going. You know, we got to talk about the mentally ill in this country at the moment.
Yeah,
it's
the highly emotional people. And it doesn't matter which side you're looking at because all sides have very emotional people. And so this just happens to show how someone who is, you know, on the left side is super emotional and ran over a child, pretty much a child. I don't care if he was 18 or not. That's still a very young adult, and that's someone who literally still had a long life ahead of them, and you now you just ended it because you got emotional over a political dispute. When people who have political disputes come out of it on the other side learning other things. That's literally what debates are. Those are what our debates are for, and that's what politics is just debating each other on specific topics and certain things, dealing with the politics and the things that go on in whatever country or whatever situation that it is. And to see that this transpired is sickening, and it's something vile and something terrible that no one should ever even think about doing, let alone have happen.
Yeah, it's like, it's very important that we address these sort of things because, like, this is literally America right now. It's actually what's going on. It's very sad, it's very unfortunate, but the mentally ill literally taking over. It's actually pretty interesting. It really is intriguing how the news is able to turn people against each other. It's the same thing like, oh, well, if you voted for the orange man, or if you voted for Biden, or if you voted forever, I hate you, you're my neighbor, but since you voted for them, I disown you, or like, yeah, family members turning against each other. This is literally, the government is actually seems to be destroying the nuclear family right before our eyes. Literally, families and neighbors and friends and lovers are all turning against each other in the fight because they voted for someone. Like, who cares? Stop it.
Yeah.
It doesn't just because you vote for someone doesn't make you a certain kind of person. That's my belief. I definitely don't think that. But you guys, some people out there, they just have this notion if you are for a certain stance of the way people should live, if you have certain views that you should be punished or in this case killed. It's absolutely insane. And we need to start correcting this mentally ill behavior that we see all around us.
There's so much emotional tribalism that's been construed pretty much over the last few decades, especially through the news media
In the last
and through
few
the government.
years, especially.
Oh yeah, and it's only been rampant since the last few years. And it's only going to get worse if we don't do something about it now. And if we can, wake up from this and try to find solutions to these issues, then we can prevent certain things like this from happening continuously for the rest of time, because that's pretty much what's going to happen from now on. Is things like this article is going to keep happening nowadays, and it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, guys. So if you have any thoughts on the situation, what we can do to make the world a better place, if you have any thoughts, interesting ideas, put them in the comment section below. Let's get some conversation going, healthy conversation going. Hit the like button if you have not already. Subscribe to the channel. Get the numbers up. Donate to the Cash App link in the description. The funds go towards the equipment for this channel, and we're going to see you guys in the next video.